If you're planning to hike the Juan de Fuca Trail, this is the guide you need before doing just that. This trail is often overshadowed by the famous West Coast Trail, but don't let that fool you. I did Juan de Fuca and I can tell you that it packs just as much adventure into a shorter distance. You'll hike through ancient rainforests, cross suspension bridges, climb endless ladders, walk along rugged beaches, and camp beside the Pacific Ocean. It's one of the most rewarding backpacking trips in British Columbia, but it's also one of the most underrated in my opinion. By the end of this video, I'll bring you up to speed with everything you need to know before hitting the trail. We'll talk about what the Juan de Fuca Trail is, the best time to hike it, what gear to pack, a full 4-day itinerary with the best stops along the way since I did the 4 days, 3 nights, and some important safety tips that every hiker should know. And if you want more of an in-depth guide where I dig deeper into the trail with additional bonus insights, I've also made a members only bonus video where I go into all the little details that only goes into the member videos. Things I learned along the trail, costs and budgeting, food tips, trail strategy, and everything I wish someone had told me before I started. I'll link the membership in the description box down below, and it's there if you want to become a member of this channel and see in-depth travel guides for members only. With that said, let's jump right into it. Juan de Fuca is a 47-kilometer coastal backpacking trail located on the southwest coast of Vancouver Island, British Columbia. The trail stretches between China Beach and Botanical Beach and is usually completed in 3 to 5 days, depending on your pace. I completed this trail in 4 days as I feel that was a perfect time frame and balance for everything. What makes this hike so special is how much variety you experience in such a short amount of distance. 1 minute you're hiking beneath towering old growth trees covered in thick green moss, and the next you're walking across wide sandy beaches with nothing but crashing Pacific waves beside you. Throughout the trail, you'll cross suspension bridges over deep river valleys, climb dozens of wooden ladders, navigate muddy forest sections, and pass waterfalls, creeks, rocky shorelines, and incredible ocean viewpoints. The constant elevation changes, slippery routes, mud, and technical terrain makes this a surprisingly challenging hike. Every kilometer feels earned, but that's exactly what makes reaching the finish so rewarding. The Juan de Fuca Trail is typically open from May through September, with July and August offering the warmest temperatures and the lowest chance of rain, so I suggest doing the trail around this time. That said, those are also the busiest months, so campsites can fill up fairly quickly. If you prefer fewer crowds while still enjoying good weather, June and early September are excellent times to visit. Honestly though, no matter which month you hike, you're still in British Columbia, so that means weather can change incredibly fast, and even if sunshine is in the forecast, it's always worth packing quality rain gear because conditions can shift within minutes. Speaking of packing the right gear will make your experience much more enjoyable. Start with a properly fitted backpack and a lightweight tent that can handle wet coastal weather. I used a 60-liter pack, which may be an overkill for some of you, but for me it was perfect. I also had like a 4 to 5 person tent, which again might be an overkill, but you know what? I like my space and room. Bring a warm sleeping bag, a sleeping pad, and plenty of layers. Even during the summer, evenings beside the ocean can become surprisingly chilly. A buffer, toque, and gloves for accessories if you desire. Personally, I like to just have them just in case. Waterproof clothing is essential. A good rain jacket and extra socks, maybe an extra pair or two, would definitely be beneficial. For food, stick to lightweight backpacking meals, plenty of snacks, and enough calories to keep your energy up throughout the day. For me, I packed canned goods, snacks, and soups, and that worked out fine for me. Since there are freshwater creeks along the trail, bring a reliable water filter or purification system instead of carrying all of your water from the start. A great strategy to keep your pack light. Other essentials including trekking poles, a headlamp, first aid kit, power bank, bug spray, bear spray, sunscreen, and ensure you have downloaded the offline maps. One tip I definitely recommend is packing lighter than you think. Every extra weight becomes noticeable after climbing countless of ladders and muddy hills. So if you think you won't need it, just don't pack it. Next, I'll talk about the itinerary. As I mentioned, I did this in 4 days, so I'm gonna talk about the itinerary, but you can do this trail in 3 to 5 days, but for the sake of this video, we'll just stick to the 4-day itinerary. Also, you could do this route from north to south, which is the most common route everyone takes, or south to north. In this video, I'll be covering south to north. Regardless, every stop, campsite, and things to see will be the same. The reason why I chose to do it this way is because I wanted a trail with less foot traffic, since everyone's going north to south, in which my experience, there was definitely less foot traffic. So on day 1, the trail begins at China Beach, the southern trailhead of the Juan de Fuca Trail, and you'll be doing around 9 kilometers more or less today. From the very first kilometer, you'll be immersed in the lush coastal rainforest filled with towering Douglas firs, western red cedars, and thick carpets of moss that gives the trail its iconic West Coast feel. The terrain gives you an idea on what lies ahead, with plenty of muddy sections, exposed routes, short climbs, and wooden boardwalks weaving through the forest. Before long, you'll begin catching your first glimpses of the Pacific Ocean through the trees. Mystic Beach is famous for its picturesque waterfall that cascades directly from the cliffs onto the beach, creating one of the most photographed spots on Vancouver Island. The beach itself is lined with massive driftwood logs, sea stacks just offshore, and expansive views of the Pacific Ocean. During low tide, it's a fantastic place to explore tide pools. Historically, Mystic Beach was once used by the indigenous people who lived along this coastline long before it became a hiking destination. Today, it's one of the most recognizable stops along the Juan de Fuca Trail, and a great place to take a break, enjoy lunch, or simply soak in the scenery. Continuing west, you'll make your way through more beautiful rainforest before arriving at Bear Beach, your campsite for the night. Bear Beach is one of the largest beaches along the trail and offers incredible views of the rugged coastline. Giant driftwood logs scattered across the shore create natural seating areas, making it the perfect place to relax after your first day. As the sun begins to set, the beach glows with golden light, and if the tide is low, you'll find colorful tide pools filled with sea stars, crabs, and other fascinating marine life. After roughly 9 kilometers, you'll set up camp with the sound of crashing waves just outside your tent. A pretty unforgettable way to end your first day. Day 2 is the longest and probably the most demanding day of this trip. It's an early start, but you'll experience some of the trail's most iconic scenery along the way. As you continue west, the trail becomes increasingly rugged. Expect steep climbs, muddy descents, suspension bridges, ladders, and plenty of technical terrain that keeps things interesting. After a challenging day, you'll arrive at Chin Beach. Surrounded by dramatic cliffs and crashing waves, it feels much more remote than the earlier campsites. It's an incredible place to relax, enjoy the sunset, and reflect on one of the toughest but most rewarding days of the hike. After day 2's longer push, day 3 is a little bit more relaxed, giving you more time to enjoy the scenery instead of focusing on covering a big distance. The hike from Chin Beach to Sombrillo Beach is still plenty of muddy sections, steep climbs, ladders, and suspension bridges to keep things interesting. As you make your way along the coastline, you'll pass through beautiful stretches of old-growth rainforest before emerging onto scenic beaches with panoramic views across the Strait of Juan de Fuca. On a clear day, you can see the Olympic Mountains in the Washington state rising above the horizon, making for some incredible photo opportunities. I unfortunately did not see it on this day due to the fog, but if you happen to do this on a clear day, keep that in mind. By the afternoon, you'll arrive at Sombrillo Beach, one of the most iconic destinations on the entire trail. Originally known as a hidden surfing destination, Sombrillo has become famous for its rugged beauty, powerful waves, and incredible scenery. Before setting up camp, take the short walk up the narrow canyon to visit the famous hidden waterfall, tucked between towering moss-covered rock walls. It's honestly such a beautiful sight. As you make your way toward the northern trailhead at Botanical Botanical Beach. It's a rewarding finish that combines everything the Juan de Fuca Trail is known for. I'm talking lush rainforests, rugged coastline, creek crossings, suspension bridges, and breathtaking ocean views. Although you'll still encounter muddy sections and a few challenging climbs, today's hike feels especially rewarding knowing you're nearing the end of the trail. Take your time and enjoy the final kilometers, as this stretch offers plenty of opportunities to stop, take photos, and appreciate the untouched beauty of Vancouver Island's coastline. Eventually, you'll arrive at Botanical Beach, one of the most famous marine parks in British Columbia. Reaching Botanical Beach marks the end of an unforgettable journey. After nearly 47 kilometers of hiking through ancient rainforests, dramatic coastlines, hidden waterfalls, and some of the most beautiful beaches on Vancouver Island, you'll leave with memories and probably sore legs, and also in desperate need of a proper bath right after. Moving on to safety tips. Before starting your hike, always check the tide tables. Several sections of the trail are affected by the tides, and some beach crossings can become dangerous or completely impassable during high tide. Weather on Vancouver Island changes quickly, so always carry waterproof clothing even if the forecast looks perfect. Gaiters to keep your footwear clean, as many sections of the trail is muddy even in the summer. Another thing to do is before and after every hike, you should just be stretching your limbs to ensure that you can continue to do the trail safely and have enough energy to do so. Stretching is honestly so overlooked. You could potentially get cramps, and that's something you want to avoid, especially on a multi-day backpacking hike like this. Next thing you want to do is to let someone know your hiking plans before you leave, as cell service is limited throughout much of the trail. Watch your footing at all times. Mud, wet roots, loose rocks, and slippery ladders are responsible for many of the injuries that happen on this trail, so take steps with caution. Carry enough food, filter all drinking water, and store your food properly overnight to avoid attracting wildlife such as black bears and other animals. Most importantly, hike at your own pace. Take time to enjoy the beaches, explore the viewpoints, and appreciate the incredible scenery that makes this one of Canada's best backpacking adventures. The Juan de Fuca Trail is one of those hikes that challenges you just enough to make reaching the end incredibly rewarding. From towering rainforests and rugged coastlines to hidden waterfalls, incredible wildlife, and unforgettable campsites, it's a trail that showcases some of the very best scenery Vancouver Island has to offer. If this guide helped you plan your trip, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more hiking and travel adventures. And if you're looking for an even more in-depth advice on this trail, be sure to check out my members only bonus section, where I share in-depth tips, mistakes, and lessons I learned from hiking the Juan de Fuca Trail. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.